Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 301st One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice, here on Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we have the honor of being joined by members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. So let's get into that and see what they have in store. Let's begin.
Hello. I apologize. Hello, my dear Rick. Rick, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Sweta.
Oh, thank you. Hello. Dear beautiful souls. Welcome. Suswagatam into the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. And welcome to the beautiful energy of all knowledge seekers as universal souls. Welcome to the beautiful energy of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And welcome to the beautiful energy of all souls exist. So here, all souls, my dear, all souls. And I will say that a few words as my heart and soul saying that when we say everything is all right, kind of that, everything is all right. Like from the very beginning, we said that I heard that from, I experienced that from my father and mother. They experienced from their father and mother, the society and all. But the mother, well, you see, what I have seen is the mother is suffering. She is in pain, but she's still cooking. And when the child comes, or the kid come, or a young son comes, or a daughter comes, and said, "Well, mother, is the food ready?" Yes, everything is all right, my dear. Here's the food. And the son eats the food and go away. He doesn't even take a glance on her mother's look as she is in pain. Or she always lied that she's all right. The father always said lied that I'm all right. Because most of the time. And this goes on, and thus these type of wilderness, the wild society begins, that everything is all right and we enjoy. What kind of enjoy this is? Like, no, the enjoy of physicality, of manifestation created by lies. No? And these lies are for their children, the mother says. And then the mother and the father in an old age home. There are many now in India. So I will say that we have to have the courage to say the truth. To say the truth to everyone, starting from the family. I observed it. I used to ask my father, like my father was very sad because of the partition of Bengal at that time. He was very sad, but he always pretended to be nice, good and happy, in music and in all those things. Tell us different stories of very sweetness and joy. Well, of course, that is needed for us. But then I always know that my father is very sad from it inside. My mother doesn't. My mother doesn't being. It seems to be like that. And I used to ask, Father, can you tell me what has happened? What is, why are you smoking too much today? Like that, And by asking and asking again, my father started to tell me what happened. Why is wisdom is not like that as you thought? Why is truth is not like that you see? And then this creation of being courageous to see the truth, to find the truth began. So we have always to choose to say, to ask the mother, What has happened to you, my mom, my father? Is there no money in your pocket? Why are you giving me that look of joy that you can give me whatever you want, I want? So this is how these lies build up this society. And all those lies started to be a painful experience, those who lied. So, the commandment, false witness. So I will say that this is the time to say that, my dear, I have said this, my dear children, my dear family, my dear relatives, my dear society, country, peace is here. And there should be no discussion anymore. It is imminent. So I will say that this is the truth. Understand. Try to be in balance. Understand to be in balance. So as a mother, I also lied like that, I also. But now I say what I have to say, the truth. I know many people, many of us, even my sons and daughters, they don't like me in this way. But I have to be. It is for their good also. Maybe they will understand one day. And of course, the good of all that exists. So, my dear beautiful soul, the truth becomes the beauty and totality for all of us. And then we can understand the peacefulness, of course. So, experience the peace, my dear, that beauty and totality. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much, my dear. Salam namaste. And we can start the reading. I welcome Lisbeth.
Hello, good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for coming today. Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you, because actually we are part of the universal community. That is extract is from 512, a last teaching from Mr. Keshe. As I've said in teaching before, another place is all these tests we do, all these criteria of showing the light, addiction, emotion, and everything else is to give you the confidence for you as knowledge seekers to attain confidence in what do you have noticed during the process of your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be a 10 years old, you could be a 100 years old, or 60 or 70 years old. You have forgot the essence of the creation. What is you do? That's what the essence, that's what we can do. So we start months and months ago and years ago, we introduced you to the metals and gas and the magic liquid, which was on the internet for years. What is this liquid? And then nano-coating on the gases, and now it will do, and when they produce gases, and Mr. Keshe has jumped again from nano-coating to gases, and now he's gone into the what we call the spirit and the soul, and we become a cult and the rest of it. It's all the process for transferring and transforming. When you want to see the God, you don't expect a UFO appear and God coming out of it. I don't think any of us have reached at the level of holiness. We don't expect God to manifest in front of you as, I am the God, and say, oh, you are God, do this and dance and put and you hit and the rest of it. In the essence, we feel the beauty of Him within us. In essence, we feel the emotion of His presence as a light, as could be emotion of the feeling, if any shape or form. Depends what kind of God you believe in, that what God in that shape makes you to believe. That is God. So the whole process of the teaching coming to where we are now is in essence to show you, for you to trust in yourself and understand what this is within me that I have ignored. When we are born, and then when we grow up, we know the love of the mother. We love the father, and then the siblings and the people around you. Till we come to maybe in a position and process to a point of physical maturity that you hear can take, that we call the spirit, the soul of physicality, in the dimension of the maturity of the cells, which combines with the creation for another soul that we become mature to the reproduce. And then, for the first time, we understand the beauty of loving someone. And that love, when it touches us, superpairs that love for the mother, the father, and everything else we know up to that time. We fall in love with another creature, another man, another woman, doesn't matter what gender is. But we devote or delight to it. And we stand a lifetime because we felt that love. It's the same when we toast to the love of the Creator. When we toast that love, when we feel that love, when we understand the essence of the feels of it, not it is compared even to loving the lover. The way when we mature to love another person and then we fall in love. And the love of parents and the others never met. Now, when we touch the love of the Creator, even the love we felt in the physical dimension for another being, it just is irrelevant. And then we come to find out a way to get to it, a way to get to that ultimate love, which is the love of the Creator. We cannot take a UFO to go to it. We cannot drive a car to it, a rocket propulsion to it. And in a way, the teaching of past few months, couple of years about the soul is the transportation, a way for you to transport, to reach, to get to that point, to mature from dimension of physicality, dimension of the soul, or fall in love with the soul. Souls still intellect, they find maturity. But the ultimate goal is to reach the soul of the Creator, to that level of purity. Thanks.
So, I cannot build you against Reactor. I cannot show you a lift and motion, and I cannot bring you a massive UFO. This is the one-way traffic. This UFO goes to the Creator. He has no form for you to go to see, and now you understand. What is the purpose of the teaching? We start teaching you slowly, in glances, in confidence, in souls. Maybe some of you in the time to come to understand why you introduced the teaching about the soul. In a way, it's not for you to see the light in your hand. It's not for you to transmute, to go from A to B to Mars, blah, blah, blah. In a way, if you can reach that point, gain confidence, understand the work of the universe. This is your ticket to the Creator, to your Creator. But you have to buy the right ticket, and you have to get on the right track, on the right length, on the right strength of the field to reach. That's what we call the ultimate goal of all the teachings. And as I said before, the ultimate book is the magnet field. We always said, we write 9 books. The book about the magnet field is about the light in your hand. It's about the light. It's about the way, the highway, the motorway, whatever you want to call it. The path to the Creator is not that where the Creator came from. It's for you how to get to the Creator. And you cannot just go and say, I did. Maybe a child at the point of birth dies. Soul is so pure that reach the soul of the greater dimension of these strengths. And maybe a man, as a priest praying all his life, by his behavior, become future from the point of his birth, backwards, then forward toward the Creator. As we've seen with Pope John Paul II, in a way going further than being closer. Now you understand what's the purpose of these teachings. You want to go instantaneously from Washington to God knows New York, from Beijing to this and that, to go to the planet Mars and Moon and another galaxy. This is still fallacy of behavior of the man. It's not understand the totality, the truth about the teachings. We hide it, and step by step take it further. We hide it in teachings in different ways. But the essence of the totality of the teachings, now that you have become mature, it's not just the light in the hand. If you can make the plasma, and if you can understand within it, has the essence connection to the Creator. I wonder if you still want to see, if I can see the light, if I can make an orange out of it, if I can do something else with it, or look into through the soul of the man, through the eyes of the man, with the soul of the man, and within the palm of your hand. Reach the strength, understand the complexity of situation, and reach the Creator. Find a path about the creation. Those of you who are so physical, you will still look for the light. Those of you who understood the maturity of the teaching will find a way to your Creator. And all this needs to gain confidence. All this needs you to understand the totality. All this needs you to comprehend what everything is. You are like impatient children standing next to mom promising you a cake, and then just wanting the cake. Thank you.
And this is what I've done with you from the beginning of the teachings. We brought in bits of cooking. The principle, the whole interest was to go in a UFO and fly and be able not to use fuel. So we produced a flight system, as you saw, and has now become the practice of the Iranian defense technology. The gases we used, but hidden inside the gases, we used to release the energy of the plasma in dimension strength of the gravitational magnetic field of the Earth. Then we brought you another piece on the table while you're watching for your cake to be ready with the nanotechnology. And then we brought that what binds everything together, like the milk, that it can now become a dough in GANS technology. And now you smell, you have the odor of, the cake is getting ready. And we call it the soul of the man. But the essence, the final part, is to put it in the oven to test it. Give it the right temperature and wait for it, that you see it going through its transition and become the cake, which is the reaching the soul of the Creator, understanding the process of the creation. And as the English say, the proof of the pudding or the proof of the cake is in eating it to see how delicious it is. Or by mistake, mom put salt instead of sugar in the cake. This is the stage where, even though the dimension of the soul of the man, in seeing the light in your hand, you come to understand if you still feel the taste or the sweetness of the cake. hunger to reach a physicality confirmation, or maturity to find between your hands in the dimension of path to the Creator. Go back to the teachings years ago when I explained, if you want gold, you create gold between the hand. And if you were an orange, you create an orange. But this is just because you are physical. But as every plasma which is created has an essence line of connection to Creator, those of you who are matured with the thought in that light, I find the love to the Creator, the ultimate goal, the ultimate function. And many of you on the 24th will fail because the soul of the man cannot see the maturity of the essence of the man to see the Creator. Some of you on the 24th and the training which comes after it, how to become a driver, how to push the levitation, will come to see the light, and you fall in love with the love of the Creator, the beauty which is in the hand. You don't look for the light. You don't look for the orange and banana and the gold. And then you understand the whole purpose of the teaching. When we go through these trial and tribulations of teaching you about the light, our goal is not for you to see the light. Our goal is to set the scenery for you to understand. And if you're pure enough, you will see in the palm of your hand, in the essence of the emotion, you'll feel the love of the Creator. And then my teaching is over. I came to take you home. You're like a flock of sheep, seeing which one I can get through the gate to bring home, and which one of you is still running around in the mountains, hill, keeping busy with eating what you're not supposed to eat. At the end, all the sheep will go in. And the end, as knowledge seekers and the humanity, you'll find the path. So when we talk about the light in the hand, when you see it, I wonder, you're still looking for the light, or you look for the path to the Creator. And then, if you mature enough, you bring that light to become part of your soul in the dimension of the physicality and light. Then you have reached eternal life, because then the soul of the man is in love with the soul of the Creator. And the dimension of physicality is the intention of the emotion. So, on the 24th, you decide how you come in, and then you decide what you have achieved. You see, you still love the mother. You see, you still love the lover. Or you see if you've fallen in love with the ultimate Creator of love himself. And then we carry on. We keep on going till more and more of you reach that point, till you feel the fields of the creation. Thank you.
Then you feel the emotion of the creation. Then you feel Rick, we have to process it upward, I think. Yes, thank you. Then you feel the emotion of the creation, and then your process of the journey just starts, because when you fall in love and become a part of the lover, the next process of generation, the creation of the unicorns, become part of the existence. Then you understand the back pages of the book number 3, and the whole process starts again, till one day, in billions of years, you become part of the life of the structure of another creature, and another creature, and another part of it, and become another creature. I'm sorry.
And in that process,
in that, I have lost here.
Go to the top.
In that process, yes. In that process, you will fall in love, and then you try to see if this time I can find my way to the Creator, to myself, as I am the creator of me, and me is the creator of it. Now, let's see how many of you on the 20th of November will come to that point to see the light or to become the light, to enjoy that I can create a life, to enjoy that I can create the light, to find a path to the process of the creation and become part of it, to become essential part of it. Then, as I said, we have come or we become to the final point of teaching. But this process will take years and years as the man is not happy with it. The man is still in the doldrums of the physicality under the rest. In the following teachings, following session, I will show you how to become the part of the light once you have seen the light. Because those of you who understand and become part of the light or life, you will not hear the teachings any part of the life. You will not hear the teachings anymore by voice. You will feel the teachings through the soul, through understanding of totality. And in a way, it's like listening, but in a way without any ears, feeling the emotion of the love of the Creator. And then it touches the soul of the man. And then we will go into the dimension of the truth about the life, about the creation, and how creation has been. Creation has been. Thank you.
There's a little bit more, Greta.
Oh, I'm sorry. Many of you, creation has been. Many of you, to start a process of understanding this, many of you will feel the power, the energy of the what we call the fields of the creation within you by yourself, and we set the scene for you to become knowledgeable about yourself. And the most important part will come when, by the dimension of the light in your hand, you can decide the position, the time, and the place where you want to be, what you want to have, and in what form you transmute. If you understand the working between the soul of man, the soul of the man, and the light in the palm of the man, you will dictate the position, the direction of the existence. I want to be in London and hold my lover. In your hand, when you create that emotion, you will be. Doesn't matter where you have been in London and in that position and dimension. This is how you will never land on the lap of the guy next to him. So in between the concrete where he is leaning against, you will land within his soul, and you will land within the dimension of his understanding, and you manifest yourself in the dimension of physicality of his presence. Now you understand where the teaching is about to go. As I always said, when we achieved the first lift in 2008, in collaboration with we have to the page, collaboration with with the Iranian scientist, sorry, Iranian scientist, with the Arabian, okay. We have flown, but we arrived, but the but was years of teaching to find a way to produce food, use it for agriculture to prove it, medicine to prove it, and the rest. But the ultimate goal was to create a complete physical flight system. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mehrnaz? Mehrnaz, welcome, my dear.
Oh, sorry, it was close. I was talking, but so just a moment. I'm so sorry. So now with this is how it's so small. Is how to create a full system for you to become the travelers of the universe through the dimension of the fields of the universe and your soul. How to travel, how to use the light between your hands, that to the end of the Unicos. Now you understand where the teaching is about to go. And step by step, as we go to one, we show you the next step. That you don't become too hungry and too eager to run up the steps which you have no knowledge of, or fall. In so many ways, the 24th of November teaching is the beginning of the next cycle of the teaching of the Keshe Foundation. How to travel from the beginning to the end, from the creator to the last dimension of the expansion of his soul within the Unicos, and within the dimension of the creation of the creators. You have to understand that I always said, and maybe you will understand deeper. If you decide on which field of strength you travel through, if within the soul, within the light, you fall with the dimension of love of the creator of your cycle of life, then later on, you will have to find the path to the creator of the Unicos. And then I always said, what is after? If he has existence, what is that confirms his existence, his own or to the others? There is no end in the cycle of creation. The end can be. Can you change the page, please? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Oops. The end creation. The end comes with the limitation of the man, of understanding of totality of the process of the creation. Thank you.
In so many ways, as we always said, the love of a man and a woman manifests itself as a child. The child has to be born in the space which is available for it to manifest itself, otherwise cannot. Be it in the womb of the mother, or be it in manifestation of physicality in the atmosphere of the earth. It's the same with the creator and the creation. There is no purpose to be alone, but it has to confirm our own existence. And would this be applying to the creator and the creator of the creators, which is another dimension of understanding? How can I love? How can I confirm I am here if there is no one for me to confirm myself to? And how can I say I can love when there is no one for me to fall in love with, to confirm my existence that I can? I have the beauty of falling in love. Then, if you understand this, goes back to the philosophy of Adam and Eve, the creator to create, to confirm his power and his existence and his dominion. Without him creating one, he has no way to show. If you have not become a father, how do you know the love of the Father? To love, to share, to understand. And you become that guy who writes a book about how to love your child when he had no child himself. It's the same process, no changes. The process of light in the hand of the man is not the light, but essence of understanding the path through the whole process of the creation, from the creator to its creator and to the man who has created from interaction of his fields. So in the upcoming teachings, in the upcoming tests we will do, We will try to show how you release energies, how you absorb energies. We set the energies in the background that your body reacts to. And then it brings to the point that you understand the totality, that you understand the confirmation of your own existence, your own connection with your own creator. And then it's for you to understand to what limit, to what extent you will understand the process of your own creation and how this creation will lead to the creation of the others. And is that others will be a child or a structure in the process of the creation or another life in another dimension, depending on the maturity and openness of your intention in processing, in understanding why you created that light in your hand. We are not making magicians out of you. We are making you to understand the process of the creation and to what extent you can, you will, or you become part of that process of the creation. The rest is your job. The rest is depending on the maturity of your creation and your soul. The rest is to be written in the books of the creation and the creator. In how you went from the matter state by creating the right environment, creation of the nano and the GANs. Now it's the same process, where the GANs was the source of the energies that you can make whatever you like from it. Use the GANs of copper to create gold, to create iron, or to create magnesium. Now, with the process of the light, is how the GANs of the body of the man can create that energy that can become anything in the dimension of the creation, and not just a banana, the copper, the gold, and the rest. If you understand the power of what is to come, what the teachings is about to go, you will understand. Man enters into a new dimension of the knowledge that he has never known. We open to you the knowledge of the creation, the door to the heaven of the creation. And once you see that, the way you could change the energy of the GANs of the copper to gold, you change. You find your way through that light, through that GANs of the man, and the energy within it to every creation.
The light in the hand, in the palm of your hand, is not just a game. It's the key for man to enter a new dimension of knowledge, a new dimension of understanding, a new dimension that another world of the creation shall open to man. How man will use the emotion of the soul, how man will use the emotion of his physicality to sail through this to the next dimension. All depends on the maturity of the soul and servitude of the man to his creator, and how, to what extent, all of you reach the dimension of the soul of every prophet which has come in the past. The maturity of man to see the light, in a way, the light in the palm of the hand is the fire that Moses saw. But what stone shall you steal? And what stone shall you reveal to your own soul and the soul of physicality? This time you're not stealing it from the tribe to where you came from, but you steal from your own soul and the soul of physicality. Now you understand where and how so smoothly, so refined, I have brought you to the position to find the path to your creator. The light in the palm of your hand, it's not just a light, it's the opening to another dimension of the creation. And those of you who will go through that, you will see my soul in another dimension, an understanding, which is not open to the man. The knowledge you gain is beyond the imagination of the man and beyond the understanding of the present time. And you enter the gates of the true knowledge of creation. As I said, our thinking is the thinking of the creator. Our knowledge is the knowledge of creator. And in that process, you have to mature to see, to become detached from the dimension of physicality. Even you use the dimension of physicality to sustain and confirm the existence of the soul of the man that exists in every dimension. To what extent you as knowledge seekers will go further, it all depends on the maturity of your own understanding. And in this process, there shall be no greed, no privilege, and no one is above the other. There is no kingship, but it's the totality of the existence in all dimensions of the life, as we call it, in arrangement, in energy transfer of the fields of the universe. Maybe one day, in a very simple way, through understanding of the life, you'll come to understand more. Where an artist uses the mixture of the paint colors to create a new color, then you understand through different colors of the strength of the soul. In interacting with each other, you create new souls of the new dimension, the way the painter mixes the paint and creates new colors. This time it's the light of the soul of the man will lead to that position, and due to the different strengths, lead to creation of new plasmas in the strength of the creation, leading to the creation of new life. Now you understand why we have chosen this path to teach, that one day you become that painter, and how different lights and strengths of the soul of the man in interaction with each other will lead to creation of new life, will shine in the kingdom of the Creator. Now you understand how we made gold out of copper, when in fact, from the same soul, in different strengths of itself, we create a new dimension of life in the dimension of the Creator. Thank you. Stefania?
Yes, coming now. Yes, 1 second. I'll put the headphone.
We're not able to hear you yet, Stefania.
Yeah, I'm starting now. Sorry, I thought Mushfaq was before me, so that's why I was not ready. Sorry. Yeah, I'm ready now. I'm ready now. So I'm gonna start now. So, but if you understand how to move from guns production, what we call UFOs, to understanding of the transmutation of the fields of the creation. One day, you, knowledge seeker, will understand who you have been listened to and who been the teacher. One day, you understand the frock of physicality is not meeting, and in that we can change any time. As we change the color, we change interaction of the two color of the soul, but essence is the same soul. Is the same soul. And then manifest in the name of Christ, Moses, Muhammad, and the rest. Depends which light we shine and which light we mix. Then you understand the whole essence of the creation has been for man to reach the point of maturity of today in what he sees as light within his hands, within his hands. As that light is as you said, and is in writing, is the gate of heaven. And the heaven is understanding oneself and the path of that man to his creator. That soul to his creator does not matter if you are a man, a cat, or dog, or existence of life in the creation and in this cycle of the creator. Thank you. Thank you. So
there's still another paragraph.
yeah. I'm going. Yeah, we finish with the past, and we open a new door for a man to enter. In a way, the dimension of physicality is closed, and the dimension of the creator is open up. We are still teaching both languages. As I always said, it's a little village in one teacher. And the boy who comes in the fourth class sit in the front row, and the boy who studies for the 12th class sits in the back, and the teacher teaches to both. One to go to university and one to learn the first alphabet of life in the same classroom. But this time, this classroom is the village of Earth, and it's 9 billion inhabitants, and its creature and the rest of the creation, the world of creator. Maybe for the first time, thank you. Okay. Maybe for the first time, you understand the voice of the man in essence is the light of the creator. It's for you to understand what is light enlightens within you by the knowledge of the creation. Try to understand what the light means. It's for man to enter new dimension of knowledge. If you're looking for a light, you want to show you are a magician, you are quite welcome. If you are here to show, you can create materials and fold in your hands, and you are quite welcome. Sorry, 1 second. If you understand that the light is the gate of the line of the understanding of the process of the creation in the cycle of the creator, then a new cycle of knowledge starts. In a way, man is mature to go through that point. And now is the time. And we do not need place, time, and position, but we reach through the soul of the man. There are no satellites and there are no computers anywhere in the universe, except in the life and life of the man who has created this dimension for itself. You mentioned on one occasion that when a person commits a crime, it may happen that descendant of that person suffer the consequences of their ancestors' act. I would like to understand why the descendant has to pay for the action of their ancestor. I'm sorry, this actually was I just read a question. Then someone
yes,
asked to,
there was written Dean, and my name is Joseph, and I'm jumping in for Dean.
Thank you.
I will just start and read the question again. So you mentioned on one occasion that when a person commits a crime, it may happen that the descendant of that person suffers the consequences of their ancestors' act. I would like to understand why the descendant has to pay for the actions of their ancestor. It's a long term. It's a balancing. In a way, who is the witness and which soul takes? We see, for example, this is a real example. it's not something theoretical. We see a daughter-in-law causes the death of the mother-in-law through hate, which is very normal in India and that part of the world. In many, many cases like this, not just one. The daughter-in-law, because of the whatever reason, causes usually drop the mother-in-law in a what they call oven, the tandoor, because they cook on the floor to make the bread or whatever. And mother-in-law dies because of the fire. Later on, not much longer later on, we see the child of the daughter-in-law, which is a grandson or granddaughter of the grandmother, dies by the fire. And they say, the way he came, the way he goes. And at the same time, we see the daughter-in-law goes through a lot of things, which burning and the rest. I had to face this and explain this. And we've seen in other cases where people close their ears for something gets heard because there is a benefit into them or for them. And we say, what's the purpose of the grandson to die for the daughter-in-law to be punished, as we call it? But we understand the balancing. We understand where you create the pain. Has to balance out the pain. But is this the way the creation is done? Will the offspring pay the crime of the forefathers? In essence, that balance does not have time and position. In essence, where the field sits, the time and position is dictated. So what we see, what you say, in generation to come for us, it is years and decades, whatever. For them is the what you call 1 second. It's just you move a magnet, the magnet moves. But then the others have to accommodate for that movement. So how fast that movement comes. For us might be a century, next generation, and in a way the soul balance because you created that condition. So everything else is. The beauty with us, creation with human or whatever, is that we have a dynamic soul. Our soul is not sitting there as a soul. Every event in the circle of our life, emotion of physicality, reflects in it that it transfers to the bigger screen and then it comes back to us. This is something knowledge seekers have not understood. Mankind have not understood. And when you understand this, you live by the ethos of Mitra. You don't even think wrong. That you might talk wrong, that you might do wrong, that it creates wrong something else. And then the soul has to adjust for it. How the dimension of the physicality touches the soul. And then what I call the balance comes from the interaction of the souls. Once we understand this, then we'll see what it means when you do something and then it goes to the dimension of the next generation to pay for it and whatever. Or you say, this happened to me because my grandfather, you hear a story of my grandfather did something. Now I'm paying for it. In a way, our physical dimension creates that wave, that it comes back to us to stand the, what I call the tsunami. Put magnets on the table, which Rick does quite a lot of them, and just move one magnet and see how the others move. But don't look at you moving the magnet, look at the hand which moved that magnet. That magnet is your soul. And the hand and physicality of intention to move is your dimension of the physicality. Then you understand. How long will it take for everything to balance? Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, Joseph. Sorry, I apologize. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you, my dear Claudia. Thank you, Dean. Beautiful reading and beautiful, beautiful message always. Thank you so much. So, salam, namaste, salute. Beautiful reading. Then we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here are the beautiful wishes, the giving of the souls of all that is. So I welcome you, Mark, to read the wish. Thank you. Welcome.
Sure. We, the Universal Council, give from our souls for all governments to sign the peace treaty and apply the Keshe plasma technology in their countries. Our wish is our command.
We are present. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here I welcome Stefania to read, if you are ready. Thank you. Welcome.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to enlighten the way home and prepare for the transmutation.
Oh, beautiful. We are present. Really beautiful. Yeah. Now we can go to the next slide. Many wishes to give. Here, we, the Universal Council, give from our souls to the soul's energies needed to break the link between national food security and a nation's arms purchases by using the Keshe plasma feeding technology. And our wish is our command. Thank you. We are present. Beautiful. And I welcome you, Mehran, to read the wish, next wish. This is the wish, my dear.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul for peace in Palestine and Israel with the peaceful Keshe technology.
Beautiful. We are present, my dear. We are present. Thank you. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Another wish. I welcome Elizabeth, my dear, to read the wish. Beautiful wish.
We, the Universal Council, are the one nation, the solve all peace. We wish is will command. Thank you.
We are present. Beautiful. So here are the beautiful, beautiful wishes, my dear. The mother always do whatever. Ask the mother. Thank you. So we can go to the next slide. Here I welcome Mehrnaz again for the soul connection. Mehrnaz, it's you.
Yes.
Thank you so
yes.
much, my dear.
Thank you very much. We use the power of our soul to focus on the subject of peace on planet Earth for everybody, in justice, and everybody can enjoy the technology of cash for bettering their life. And also the leaders of the world, I wish they elevate. I give from my soul for the elevation of their soul, that they accept the technology and stop the wars. So we concentrate on elevating the souls for 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, for being here, always present. This is the beauty. All souls are connected, always for the benefit of all. That is. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide. Adric. Here is a photograph taken by Jacko from the plane. He was traveling to London for the conference. And he has written something. I will read. I will read. Yes, Jacko. I will read the what is written, Jacko, in this beautiful photograph he has given. And transmutation is our journey back to home into the enlightenment of creation. Soon we don't need these airplanes anymore. Really beautiful. Thank you, Jacko. And as Jacko wanted to say so many things about this transmutation, so I will restore it for Jacko. But as for our own story, our own ability, how we are transmuting in these energies, in this totality, entering in this totality in a way, our experiences, beautiful, sometimes going through many truthfulness, I will say, sometimes chaotic, sometimes, like, oh, I am here, kind of that, I am here going back home. So this is happening, as I also urge for the truth. The truth should come out. The truth that me and I understood. And then it came out. And there's so many things I left because of this truth. I didn't know before that they are, creating so mayhem, kind of that. Well, of course, they are in the level of understanding that they have to understand first how to create the balance. So the stories, well, beautiful stories, sometimes sad stories, sometimes struggling stories, but coming out of it is the beauty always. So if anyone, anybody, any beautiful souls want to say anything about the transmutation in their life, what is happening, you are so much welcome, my dear. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Hello. Not about the transmutation of the life, but I think the transmutation of the life is like a transmutation of the knowledge too, and transmutation of the love of the creation, and the understand all about the creation and about the creator. I think I remember when the last month assist to the event to the transmutation time. The first time when the around finish, I think okay, where did you go? I think, oh, okay, I go, please go to my land of the origin and forget. Bye. When other time, or listen to Mr. Ken, okay, please, anybody talk about the experience? I said, oh, what happened? Maybe because need more training for understand, or for during dream you go to the many sites whether you like go many universe or many galaxies or planets or whatever it is. But in that moment maybe take a more training. I remember it, but I don't have training. At that moment I don't have training. I go for that. Sorry, for that reason, Mr. Keshe all the time taught we guys, please practice, and practice. Like the sports, like a practice the sport all the time. Practitioner, always there. because they when they read, Mr. Keshe explained all things about that. Please understand and find the correct way. It's your correct way. Maybe not correct way for the other. It's your way for remember it, because all the time it's inside us, that knowledge. And I forget. It's like I think it's like when the people take an accident and forget all things because you had this compromise. When back, take a syndrome or the foreign language and talk many language. She or him ignored. No, it's like I think it's like this. All knowledge is inside us, but forget. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear Elizabeth. Yeah. Oh.
So that was a wonderful presentation by Elizabeth, and maybe I would like to extend what she's talking about, the practice that we need to do. So one of the things about creating the light with a hand that I would like to talk about is that if we look at light as a plasma and a certain configuration of plasma, which is the cylindrical shape, and then there is the spherical plasma we are very used to, like Sol and Sun and entities such as the entities that we are most familiar with. But what is so distinct about light compared to the spherical plasma? It's a directional entity. What does that mean? It goes in a certain direction. And that requires a bit of focus on our part. We have to direct the light. And this is almost implicit in the characteristic of light, cylindrical form of light. So Mr. Keshe was talking about creating light within the hand and how we may go about practicing it. So one of the important aspects of practicing is to create that focus or the directionality that's part of creating this plasma called light. So once we are focused enough, it may not be that difficult to do. So this is a very practical thing I just mentioned. And this is from my own experience I'm talking about. This is not something I heard from someone, read in a book, or anything like that. It's something we can do. All of us can do it. And all it requires is a degree of precision, a degree of focus, and that will let us create an entity called light in a certain direction. So once we are able to focus in a certain direction, the interesting thing is that this practice itself allows us to go a step further, which is, can we change the focus, or can we change the direction and change certain attributes of this light? Again, this is something that builds from our practice, the confidence, the trust we develop in directing the light. So the important part here is to practice with a focus, practice with a direction. And you may be surprised to find out soon enough that it's not that difficult. And once it comes in the realm of being easy, then you can do many different kinds of things with it. All of us can. And this is a step towards this transmutation. You know, I'll bring up an interesting thing from the sports. I mean, I think most people know these days, but it's worth mentioning. There was a coach, I think it's in the basketball. I may be wrong, but it may have this test has been replicated in several different ways. So, in a certain basketball coach was training people that are playing basketball with him, and then the instruction was for a certain period of time, half of the group would do the physical practice, and the other half would just imagine practicing the shots. And in the end, those who imagined practicing it did better. So this indicates, in a small way, that our capacity of our plasmas or souls, be it soul of physicality or soul of man, is perhaps much stronger than we ever considered it to be. So this practice has two aspects to it. One is the aspect of soul of physicality, and its interaction with physicality. That's one kind of interaction. And there is the other one, the interaction between soul of physicality and soul of man. And these two are very distinct. So the thing that I was talking about earlier, the direction, here are two distinct interactions with distinct directional possibilities. So once you can imagine a needle spinning in a sphere, and two needles spinning in two spheres, and their interaction, possibilities are endless. And you can do a lot. And from my experience, I would say I'm just exploring the tip of the iceberg, but it's fun. So I encourage everybody to try it and have fun with it. And from my limited experience, it is fun, and you'll enjoy it. And in the process, we gain understanding of ourselves and our direction towards the Creator. Well, that's enough for now today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful, Moshfi. Always. So focus,
Yeah.
yes, of course. Thank you. Yes.
In also with what the two other fellow knowledge seekers said before, it's just that we are in a forest, like we are in forest and there's a lake after a while. And you have tried anything, any way, you cannot get out of forest. And they say, you just go and you find the lake. And you don't believe it because you have looked anywhere, you haven't seen anything. And we don't dare to believe in it and to go unless we find the lake. And I think it's also the same thing in the soul of the man, that we have not been used to the idea of the soul. Now we learn it. Now we have to trust it. And trust is very essential to let the soul expand. Like with the machines, Mr. Keshe creates an environment to expand our soul, to enhance our soul. And what we need is true trust to let it go. And at first, we don't know what direction, where, to what need that we have already to direct it. But little by little, first of all, by trusting, to just let go and experience it and let it go where it wants. Then we learn how to direct it to the thing which wanted to be directed and kind of helping us in our physicality, in our soul of physicality, in our experience. So the problem is that we are not used to practicing it, and practice only comes by learning and doing. That's why Mr. Keshe says, try to learn it in totality of it, and use it. And use it and use it till you find a new application, you develop, you can do anything with it. Just work on it and use it. So it's a key word to use this knowledge. And it comes little by little. Mm-hmm. And thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Mehrnaz. Thank you so much. Thank you. You have so much beauty you have said. Thank you. Thank you. So kind. Oh, yes. Anyone else want to say something? I mean, any beautiful souls, my dear. You are most welcome. The transmutation phase is going on. Focus on the direction. I will say focus on the direction, mind. Because when you focus, the world will focus too. So, welcome.
Right. And as Mr. Keshe said, we're not so much looking for a physical light. We're looking for enlightenment. And just looking in the dictionary, enlighten, to give the light of fact and knowledge to, reveal truths to, endow with discernment, free from ignorance, prejudice, or superstition, to give clarification. So I think it's an expansion, in a way, of the knowledge to the Creator is what we're really looking for here. Not so much a physical light. You'll probably be looking for that light for quite some time. Although he did say, if you close your eyes, others around you may see the light in your hands, a physical light. So I think it's an enlightenment or an expanding of your knowledge, of our knowledge collectively. And this is what the process of the transmutation of light, I think, is about. You can create it, you can enter it, you can feed off it, you can create wellness from it, you can create transportation, transmutation with it. But it starts with this creation or this enlightenment, in a way, seeking that love of the Creator. Just thought I'd add that.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. Beautiful. light of enlightenment. And I thought enlightenment is something very otherly thing, but this can be explained. We can do that now. In a way, we can understand. So thank you, my dear Mark. And I also welcome you, Mark, for if you have this message to read. Mark, if you're ready today.
Perhaps Jefferson would like to add something. He had his hand up.
Okay. Yes, my dear. Welcome. Welcome, Jefferson, my dear.
Hello, Shrita. Hello, everyone, Universal Council members. It's always a happiness to be with all here. And I just would like to add, I just mentioned it in the Keshe North American team teaching with Mark and Alex, that I was reading the book number 3, as Mr. Keshe mentioned there. And the book is so wonderful, so full of information that is very present of the time that we are living now with the transformation. So I would like to, for those who have the books or have opportunity to read them, the chapter number 2, the theory of the expansion of the universe, fits as a glove in the point that we are right now dealing with the principal matter, principal light energy, and it's amazing the number of information. And I think it's I had already read this, but I could not understand. So far, I'm still don't understand fully, but it's a good way for us to understand the continuity or how the light and how our universe is created from the principal matter and maths and the lights of the principal star and so on. And I really would like to bring it for many people who have the opportunity to read, because of the books, due to the copyrights, we cannot share things from the books. So we respect the copyrights, and for those who have it, that can read the chapter number 2, it's amazing. I didn't finish yet because as I read it, I must go back and read again. Sometimes one paragraph takes hours of understanding, but it's will help, I think, a lot for many of us how to deal with this plasmatic light from the principle, not from the transition or the matter state. That's the end where we are now, but where it comes from and where it's going to go. And I'm trying to raise funds to try to be in that next meeting. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm trying my best to be there and try to help in this expansion of this moment. That's what I'd like to add in and say thank you very much for all at Universal Council efforts in the peace and justice in this world. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rick. I'm just listen. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my dear Jefferson. Of course, it's to summarize everything from the book. I don't have the book, but I know we just have started to understand. Just so be there. You are the best person, Jefferson. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And well, I will say, if any beautiful soul want to say anything, you're welcome. Or we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick, because yes, questions and answers. Yes, the transmutation of light should be. Here is the transmutation of light as we are talking about it back home. So book the virtual seat for your soul. Transmutation of the light, of light. In this session, we try to show the possibility of creation of light through the interaction of the fields within the body of the man and its environment. And it is on Friday, November 24th, 2023. And the cost of the to join is €500. And I welcome Rick, if you can elevate more about this transmutation of light. Okay, here.
Okay, I'll put the link to the Keshe Foundation store in our chats, and this is the link to that event. Let's get that in here, and you can select a transmutation of light as the option at the bottom. It costs €500 plus VAT. And as mentioned here, with the new space plasma technology as proven on the 16th of December 2022, during the Keshe family Christmas plasma flight, man has reached the level where one can interact with his soul, with the soul of its creator, without the intermediaries in whatever name, where one can be enlightened with the knowledge of the creator and its creations through one's soul. Okay, so people can connect with that if you can get to that event. And again, that's on the 24th of November, coming up Friday. And I believe that starts at noon. Okay, I think that's about it on that.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you. Join, my dear beautiful souls. And we are already connected. So the whole world is invited. So thank you. Thank you, my dear. Join. Be there. Be there, Jefferson. Thank you. And here are the questions and answers with the Universal Council. Thank you. And with Mary Calvé, you can join. I mean, you can with Mary Calvé on Saturday at 9 PM CET time with translation to English language. So everybody can join. Everybody is invited for questions and answers. And I will say it's more than and more like an interaction of souls to share our beauty, our way, our ability, our way of balancing. So welcome. Oh, Said is saying I will join. Of course, my dear, welcome. So we can now, as we have to, time is as we have to less time for it's already going to be 2 hours. So we can, if Mark, you have the, we have to skip the videos, my dear Rick.
I think we can skip
yes.
that white paper for this week. Maybe we'll bring it next week on a global community of shared futures, China's proposals and actions. So perhaps we'll bring that next week, as we do have a limit of time.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Did you want to play this video, or is that the?
No, Rick, we will play it on the next
Okay.
One Planet, One Race. Then we directly skip to the bring out the community. Yes, here the bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. So anybody, any beautiful souls want to share anything of their way? Please do share. Welcome. Welcome, my dear.
Hi, sorry, it's Diane. I just wanted to share with everyone, like I shared last week, because I brought something up that hadn't been at the surface of my thoughts since like 30, 40 years. But like what I realized is when we bring things, and it's like happening, like when we bring things out that we've held within, we open it up and it opens up other things. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear Diane. Beautiful. Yes, last week, your experience of transmutation, the light. Very beautiful indeed. Thank you, my dear. Any beautiful soul else want to say anything? Please welcome.
There's a question from Carolyn in the YouTube, but I'm not clear on it. She says, "Hi, will there be like a user's guide?" I'm not sure what she's referring to in particular. Maybe a user's guide to the books. Maybe that's what she's referring to.
Okay.
Carolyn, if you can clarify, we can answer that question better. Oh, for the 24th. Oh. Not that I know of. I don't think there's going to be much instruction either, according to what Mr. Keshe said. Basically, you go into that into the meeting of the 24th in Zoom, and you open your microphone and headphones, and you be quiet for 2 or 3 hours. And there probably won't be much instruction or a user's guide for that. Is you are left to your soul's connection, basically, to work with that. That's your time to work with your own connection under your own guidance, rather than someone else telling you what to do.
And there may be energies, as he said, we control everything in the background. So there may be certain energies introduced to different people or different strengths, depending on what they need or the feedback of it. But it's an enlightenment process, expanding the knowledge in a way for yourself, to your own creator, to the creator of the Unicos, and then perhaps sharing it in the future. I know this process will take some time, but it's the beginning of opening this up in so many ways. So I don't think there'll be a manual per se, but it'll be energies introduced, and then almost like he said, will make you to see the totality using these energies. So as Rick said, it's mostly silence. And even Mr. Keshe had mentioned this in the last workshop about not listening so much with the ears of the man, but with the ears of the soul, or the energies interacting there, and trying to create this position of entering into a higher level of dimension, let's say. to the love of the Creator.
Yeah, Mr. Keshe doesn't give much in the way of direction during these workshops. It's all the work goes on in the background and in silence, basically. So we have to learn how to feel with our soul rather than feeding our mental mind that wants to know all the answers before we even experience it. So sorry, no user's guide, and you won't be spoon-fed in this one. However, there are, as Stefania mentions in the chat here, there is instructions at the beginning in 5 languages as to what to do, basically, which is, be quiet, don't interfere with others with your noise in the background, and we'll see you in a couple of hours, basically. It's not quite that blunt, but it's close to it. And so we're left to our own devices, basically, to figure out what to do. And the soul always knows the next best position to go to. And it's an opportunity to connect with that realm.
And it's just like cooking, as he was saying in the transcript there. We introduced every month little bits. As you're making the cake, you put in the this and that and something else and spices. So every month, a little bit is being added to the cooking. I think this is part of this process. It's a process.
Well, I may be wrong, but as we are creating plasma, which is light, so I have a feeling not only soul will be expanded, but also the soul of physicality and true emotion, probably, because we want to create something. But I'm not sure. It's just what I think, because we need both of them to create. Soul of physicality, soul of the man, and we can create something with our hands. So, but knowledge is far, far, far away from my creation.
Yes, thank you, my dear Mehernas. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you, Mark. And thank
Yes,
you,
I
Caroline.
would like to add something if I can. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Yeah, for me, I think it's like this event are to change the condition, the environment. It's like the fish in the tanks where if the water is healthy, it's clean, the fish is healthy. If the water is polluted, the fish get sick. So I think with this headphone, we change the environment around the body, and then we create condition for the soul to expand. So it comes natural, this expansion. The fact is that is there, happen all the time, instantly. Some people feel it, some people don't feel it. And Mr. Keshe explained in some of the teaching why someone maybe will not perceive any vision or physical sensation is because of the way they enter of the fields when they enter in a different angle. So the things happen naturally because the condition of the environment are changed, and the body has to adjust to the environment. So I think it's a very clever way to do it. Now the fact is that we have to become aware. So we have to become aware of the fields. So the process initially is to be aware. And then once you're aware of those fields, then you can do something with it. And that is the other phase of the learning where then we have to learn how to play with it, with these fields. But the first step is to feel them, to aware they're there. And there is something that we can use. It's an extra tool that we add into, is a tool that already we have inside us, but we're learning how to use it whenever is needed. So So I just wanted to say this. So for me, these are the practice. Usually, from my understanding, at the beginning will be a little explanation, and then you have translation from the translator, and then all silence, because it's something you have to practice without thinking, and when you talk, you know, you are in another state. So that's why you don't talk, because you cannot think. When you think, it's not it. So you have to feel. Yeah. So that's why there is no talking. Yeah. I just want to say this. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefania, my dear. And come and join Carolina in the meeting. The whole world is there. So I will say we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here, we are here to serve, not to be served, dear beautiful souls. The Universal Council. This is salam, namaste, salute to all universal souls. And that in existence. And this is Shwetanvar. You see Hindi language. And I welcome you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Suswagatam to the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. And join, come in and follow, jump in, leap in this beauty. You deserve this. We all. Thank you very much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Thank you very much, everybody present. Thank you, Rick.
Excellent. Thank you, Sweta, and thank you to all the members of the Universal Council for a very lovely and direct show today. And we'll be back next week at the same time and place, so far as we know, for another One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. Today's has been the 301st here on Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. Our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, and that starts at Wednesday, November 22nd at the 7 a.m. Central European Time. And folks are welcome to participate in that workshop if you're a newcomer or an old timer with the plasma technology. There's always something to be learned and passed on to others in that workshop. If you have a device that you've been working on or some reactor, you can bring it into that environment, and we can have a look at it and make comments and so on. Okay. We also have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up Thursday. That's November 23rd. That'll be at the usual time, so far as we know, at 9 a.m. Central European Time. Okay, I think that's it for our announcements. And we have...
But hey, folks, how about some dance?
Sweta's favorite part of the workshop here. She's our flight enhancement spaceship unit music version.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, thanks everyone for being here, and many thanks to the Universal Council for giving of their time, for connecting us to the members of the universe. All right, let's carry on here. Bye for now, everyone.